Okay, in SystemVerilog, we are not using the $random. We are using the randomized method. Okay, so by using the randomized method, we need to do the randomization. Another thing we need to remember, when we are using the randomized method, the input variables must be declared with a rand data type. Okay, so if it is not rand, then those variables will not randomize. Okay, whenever you are declaring with the rand, then only all the variables will be do the randomization. Otherwise, it will treat like a output or it doesn't do any randomization. Okay, so up to here, everyone got clarity what is mean by randomization and how we use the basic concept of randomization in SystemVerilog.
Yes, ma'am.
Everyone.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now tell me what is the difference between rand and randc? What is the difference?
Until every possible combination is repeated, then only the output will get repeated again. That is RAND-C. And the RAND has no limitation like that. It may repeat values randomly.
No, not exact answer. Can you explain some more briefly?
Yeah, by using rand, we can randomize. It will generate the value, all possible value, but in repetitive mode. But by using randc, it will uh, generate all the possible values, but it will repeat only after generating the all possible values. It will repeat only.
Ma'am, like if we have a 2-bit input, so by using rand, it will generate, it can repeat the value like 0, 1, then again 0, 0, then 0, 1. It will not, but in the rand C, it will first, randomization will complete cyclic, goes cyclic to all the value, then only it will repeat. Means after giving all the possible value, then only rand C will repeat. But in rand, it can repeat before completing all the values.
Okay. Fine. Any other answers? Any other answers? So what it will do here in this case?
In this case, data 1 can have repeated value of any 4 bits, but data 2 will not repeat until all the cyclic value will be like uh, until all the cyclic value will go through, then only it will repeat.
Okay. So everyone understood what he said?
Yes.
Everyone understood?
Yes.
Okay. Then I think I no need to explain.
They didn't call display.
Need to call display method. So value of data 1 equal to 15, value of data 2 equal to 0. So yeah, if you want to generate multiple number of times, then what can we do?
Can
We
have
will use
repeat keyword.
Okay.
repeat loop.
Okay, so we can do repeat.
begin
24
end.
line.
I think we have to do begin end for repeat also inside.
We no need to create again and again, right? That's fine. Still it is getting.
Begin and for repeat.
Any other answers?
After that repeat, I think we need to give a begin, and after display, we need to end.
We can do like after see here we can write initial, begin, repeat. No need to write repeat here.
One more end we have to take.
So if you see here by using the rand, repeated values are there within the range whatever it is generating. Repeated values are there. 15 14 has repeated one time, two time, 3 is
When
repeated,
also.
and here no repeated value. Okay, so 7 also repeated. Okay, so if these many scenarios are repeating okay in 10 number of times, we cannot check with the remaining scenarios, right? So that is the disadvantage with the rand keyword. Okay, so rand or rand c, you can use any one, but by using the rand c, we can verify more scenarios. Okay, without repeating same scenario, we can concentrate on remaining scenarios. Okay, so this is the difference between rand and rand-C. How can we do the methods? What are the different methods are there in SystemVerilog? Have you understood? Have you understood here what is mean by rand and rand-C, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Let me write another question. So can you tell me what are the methods are there in SystemVerilog and what is the need of methods?
There is two methods: pre-randomize and post-randomize. And pre-randomize is used basically if we want change of pre-randomization, and
Okay. What is the flow of execution?
first print value of pre-randomize, and then randomize, then after post-randomize.
Any other answers?
Ma'am, flow will be like a pre-randomized, then randomized, then post-randomized. And pre-randomized is executed first because it's just set the initial conditions, and then randomization happen, and at the end of post-randomization happen to check the conditions. And if anything need to improvise, then post randomized we can do.
Any syntax for post randomize and pre-randomize?
Function we
ma'am.
use in
Yes,
In pre-randomize, pre_underscore randomize and post_underscore randomize.
okay, so here I have taken function void pre-randomize. So initialized with some any predefined if you want to put any pre-statements before the randomization, you can use pre-randomize and you can put like reset value. Okay, any pre-values if you want to put initializing with data 1 equal to 0, data 2 equal to 0. Those types of values you can put in the pre-randomize. Okay, and post randomize you can put whatever the randomized data is there without writing the display statement here, or without writing previously we taken the display method, right, in the main class. So without writing that, you can put the post randomize. Okay, these methods are nothing but callback methods. What is mean by callback method? What is mean by callback methods? Okay, in SystemVerilog and UVM, we have the callback methods. Kirti, can you tell what is mean by callback methods?
Like when we call a function, it will call another function in a hierarchical manner. So like a function being passed as an argument to another function.
Okay. What are different callback methods in SystemVerilog and UVM?
Here in SystemVerilog, we use pre-randomize and post-randomize methods during randomization. So before that randomize, it will go for pre-randomize, and later it will go for post-randomize. In UVM, we go for sequencer. To generate the sequence item, we have few things like start items, then request randomize we will do, wait and finish methods we have.
Those methods are not callback methods. Those are actual methods. Whatever we are using requests, and those are actual methods between the sequence and the driver. Okay, here callback methods means whatever the functionality of original methods, actual methods are there, without changing the functionality of the actual method, we can use some like virtual methods. Okay, those are called callback method. If you see here, if you want to write something, the values of pre-randomize, if you want to write some statements, okay, some pre-statements before the randomization, are you doing anything with the randomized method? Are you changing anything with the randomized method? We are not
no.
allowing with randomized method. Okay, if you want to write some data values or address values or whatever after doing the randomization, are we changing anything in the randomized method?
No, ma'am.
We are not changing anything in the randomized method. By using the some post randomized method, whatever the extra functionality we want, we are writing using the post randomization method. Okay, like that, you can control the randomization using the post randomization or pre randomization also. Okay, how can you control the post randomization? Suppose we have one write read operation in the memory, or write pointers, read pointers in the FIFO. Okay, so write read data means at a time we cannot generate, at a time we cannot pass the values for write operation and the read operation. Okay, so by using the temporary variable, you can do the you can take the write read data into the temporary data that can be done in the post randomization, and actual randomization you can randomize with the randomized method. Okay, so these type of things you can do using the pre-randomized and post-randomized. These are called as a callback methods. In UVM, we have the callback methods like a pre-body, post-body, like that, not sequence item, sequence, whatever you told, not those things. Pre-body, post-body, or the callback methods. Callback methods are nothing but without changing the actual functionality of the method, we can just tag. Okay, we can just add the these type of methods by doing extra functionality, extra operation. Okay, did you all got the point now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay, see, so first it is calling pre-randomize, then the randomized method will be executed. After executing randomized method, post randomized will be executed. Okay, so the statements will be printed like this. Okay, values of I just put that values of pre-randomized, but you can include more things with the post randomized. You can do a lot of things you can put under this. Okay, so some conditions also you can put according to your if you take some memory or FIFO concept or anything, you can put some conditions also. Okay, so these things you will get on practice. Okay, another thing is, this is about the methods of randomization, and we can enable the randomization and disable the randomization also. How can we enable and disable the randomization?
Using rand mode.
Using RAN mode. Okay,
There
so
is 1 we can enable and 0 we can disable.
Okay, so yeah, same here only we'll do the randomization also without changing the code. So at first, I want to disable the randomization for data 1. Okay, I don't want to generate the random values for data 1. I want to generate the random value only for data 2. So how can I do how can I disable here? We have one syntax. Okay, so whatever the object name, uh, because we are accessing the data 1 through the object, so par dot data 1
Dot data one
dot
dot rand mode
tell
rand mode
ran mode
rand dot mode
ran mode of
and
0
zero
or
within
1.
parentheses.
Okay, if you
Yeah.
put the 0, we are doing disable randomization. Disable randomization. If you put 1, you are doing enable randomization. Okay, so first we'll try with a 0. So where it will be used mainly, sometimes if you don't want to, there are different number of addresses are there. Okay, you are writing the constraints for all addresses, you are writing the constraints for all, you are doing the randomization for all address, but you want to check only for particular address at this point of time. You don't want to generate all the address, whether you want to generate only for particular address, and you need to check whether handshake is happening between write read operation or not. Okay, so that time we can disable our whatever the packets are there, you can disable that particular packet, and whatever the packet you want to send the data through the packet is nothing but the variables. Okay, so data 1, data 2, we can call it as a packet, the pin level activity and the packet level activity between the test bench and the DUT, right? So in that case, we can do the randomization enable and the disable. Okay, see here, for all data 1 is equal to 0, data 1 is 0, data 2 is enabled. Okay, so here data 2 is generating the random values and data 0 is generating a 0. Okay, so it is not doing the randomization. So if you want to enable here, again, how you can do enable?
Just by putting 1.
You can put 1 and you can do randomization PAR dot data 1 dot randomize. Okay. So again
Okay.
run. Because previously we are randomizing only for data for 2. Next we are randomizing for hierarchical difference module. Just check whether it will work like that or not. It will work actually. Okay, for both it is doing randomization now because data 1 is enabled. Okay, so if you want to disable for overall parent object, then how can we disable?
Just
Null.
putting variable object, then dot, then rand mode.
So you can put just object dot rand mode of 0. So the total
Yes.
object will do the randomization. Will disable the randomization. Okay, see here, both data 1 and data 2 are doing disable. Okay, so that is the advantage with the SystemVerilog randomization. If you put 10 number of data also, by using single randomized method, we can do randomization for all variables, for all packets. But in Verilog, it is not like that, right? So this is the example. Okay, now we'll move to the constraints. So what is, you understood, what is mean by constraint, right? So I want to generate a simple constraint between 0 to 100. Okay, or otherwise I want to generate a data here. Suppose I'm taking the I'm taking the data here. I'm removing the pre-randomized and post-randomized. You can also put, okay, if you want to put, you can also put, but we are discussing the constraint topic, right? I'm just removing. Okay, see here how we can write the constraint. Did you all understood the randomization, everyone? Is there any doubts anywhere? If you need to remember very clearly, means you need to practice the syntax. Okay, by practicing only you will get the syntax. Is there any doubts? Shall we move to constraint
Yes.
remaining?
Yes, yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, see, I want to generate the data between first we'll generate less than 4-bit size, right? 4-bit size means we will generate less than 10. Okay, so how we'll write the constraint? Mostly interview questions will be like this only. How we do the disabling randomization, how the code for pre-randomized, post-randomized. Mostly the questions will be like this only. So you need to remember the syntax mainly. Okay, so constraint, name of the constraint means data value. That is the constraint name. Okay, so syntax, there will be curly bracket. Within the curly bracket, we need to write the range. Okay, so I want to generate data 1 must be less than 10 question mark colon, and data 2 must be generated greater than 10 colon. Okay, so now do the randomization. This is the simple constraint. Okay, in constraints also we have inline constraints and inside constraints, external constraints. So many constraints are there. We'll see one by one. So this is the normal constraint and do run. So test bench 26. We need to write the display statement, right? Okay, we'll write the display statement. Otherwise, you can take one function and you can write, first example we have seen, right? You can take one function and you can call the display, or otherwise you can write here only. So what is first one? Data1 equal to percentage D. So what is mean by 0? What is
No
mean
space.
by 0? Space. So minimal space, 0 means. Okay, we need to access from object parameter, sorry, par dot data1, par dot data2. So see here, what is the constraint 1 for data1? Data1 must be generated less than 10.
Less.
So all generated less than 10. And that too, for data1, we didn't take an rand C. We took rand. So that's why repeated values are generating. If you put rand C, it will generate non-repeated value. For data 2 is greater than 10 and it is generating greater than 10 value. Okay, but here we kept rand C. But why still it is generating repeated value?
Since covered all the values between 11 to 15.
Okay. Any other answers from workshop students?
Yes, actually, there is. We have mentioned 4-bit values of data. Okay, so
Hmm.
4-bit value is up to 15. So it's completed all the possible values up to 15. Then it will repeat. It will repeating.
Okay. So 11, 15, 13, 12, 14. All possible values repeated. Then next possibility values again it is repeating. Okay. If all possibility values are not generated, first it will generate all possible values, then it will repeat. Okay. That is the RANC. But here RAN means without generating the possible cases only, it is repeating the values. Okay. So yeah, so that is the difference. Okay. Next constraint. Can you tell me what are different constraints you know?
There is lots of constraint like
Yeah, tell what constraint you know.
Inside constraint, inline constraint, external, soft
Inline
constraint.
constraint. Okay. We'll see the inline constraint. We'll see inheritance constraint. Okay, what is mean by inheritance constraint? Inheritance is nothing but there will be two classes, right? So there is a one parent class and there will be child class child extends from parent class. Okay, so here we can take some data, or you can access the data1 data2 here. Okay, so what, so here we can take some other constraint data value. Here data 1 must be generate less than 10. We'll take less than 10. For data 1 we took greater than less, okay, we'll take greater than 10. Okay, so now tell what values will be generated for data
Ma'am, ma-
1.
yeah, for data one, like first our constant is less than 10, and the child class we have mention the constant is greater than 10, so it will generate to like 0 to 12, 0 to 15.
0 to 15. Okay, it will take both the constants then.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, we'll check. So
No,
what
no, it's not
constant
taking.
it is working?
It's a last one, like child one is working. So overriding, I think. Constant.
Child one,
No, child one is
parent,
not working.
first one
Yeah.
is
First
parent
one
one
is
is
what?
working.
Parents.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, sorry. Child one is not working.
Then how can
Tell.
But giving constraint to constructor to child, how it accessing?
What?
I think we didn't give any constructor to child class.
We
Then
didn't
how it?
randomize through child. That's what you are asking, huh?
Yeah, man. Though even though we are writing the constraint inside.
You are telling for child we didn't created the object, right?
Yeah, man.
Okay, we'll create the object for child also. Child C equal to new. You need to do the randomization for child also. Child C dot randomize. And display the values. Now what will be the output? Now what will be the output? Will child object will access child constraint and parent object access parent constraint, or what? Or any override will happen? Observe clearly.
Ma'am, I think override will happen.
What?
Overriding will be happen.
Override will happen, then what will be override?
Like child one constant will override the parent class guide like constant.
Then for both parent and child will get data 1 and data 2 same.
a child? But how can
No, my value will be generated less than 10 only. Greater than 10, I think.
Okay, wait. Don't confuse. Greater than 5 and less than 5.
Value will be generated according to the constant of child class.
Then what about first display statement? This display statement, what will be the output of that display statement?
I think both display will print accordingly child class or parent class. I mean individual.
Okay, we'll get the answers from Kirti, Shivani, Sweta.
Ma'am, so the parent dot randomize, it will obey the constraint of data val first one. Data 1 will be less than 10 and data 2 will be greater than 5. Whereas the child randomized, it will override the parent constraint and will give the opposite value. It will override the value. So both will be different, I guess.
My guess is parent class will generate the parent class constraint, child class will generate the child class constraint. Is that correct or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay, see here. What is the constraint for parent? Data must be less than 10 and greater than 10. Sorry. Data must be less than 10,
One less
data
than
2 must
10.
be greater than 5. So,
Yeah,
is it generated
that's fine.
correctly?
Yes.
Okay. Next, data must be greater than 10, data 2 must be less than 5. Is that correct?
Both are, yes, yes. Both are individually working.
Individually working. Okay. So,
Yeah.
when in which case there will be dependency?
Dependency will be there if we, how we can do that.
Which case there will be dependency? Okay. Just I'm just keeping this program side. Okay, you can try afterwards. In which case there will
Okay.
be dependency. Okay, what is the next constraint?
Inside constraint,
Inside constraint. So what is the inside constraint?
variable name, then use inside, and then range of variable value. Sorry.
Okay, so I'm
Yeah.
removing the child class. Okay, so inside constraint is nothing but suppose that the data here you just need to put the inside. Okay, so inside means it will generate less than 10, greater than 5. The data must be less than 10, greater than 5. That means you can give the start value or like end value you can
End
give.
value.
Okay, so otherwise this is not syntax you need to follow. Okay, data 1
Data. Then inside.
inside some start at start value to uh, end value. Okay, 5 to 10
Sample. Yeah.
and data 2 inside ten to 15 semicolon. Okay, so this is the constraint. Inside constraint means inside that values will be generated in that